hello, and welcome, family. Thank you for joining me today on another episode of Chatting It Up with Mrs. B. I pray you are all doing well and that blessings are pouring your way. So, y'all, I am probably not going to sound like my normal self because I am still getting over this cold. I tried to wait as long as possible to record this episode so that my voice could sound as much like normal as possible. But one thing I'm not going to do is not record my show. So y'all going to get this scratchy, scraggly voice. My voice might crack and break a few times. It's okay. It's all love. We still family. All right. So did y'all have a great week this week? What y'all do? Like, what y'all was doing on the weekend? Who y'all was hanging out with? Y'all went to the club? What y'all doing? Hookah? Anyway, whatever you were doing, I hope that you had a wonderful time. I am happy and sad to say that baseball is officially over. Those boys played their hearts out. They did such an amazing job this season. We did get out on the second round of the playoffs. They played a really hard team, and they really they tried their hardest, considering that, they were just kind of getting dominated the whole time. And they did kind of feel a little bit of the defeat, but at the end, they did start to pick it up. So they did, finish pretty strong. I am proud of those boys. They did what they needed to do this season. So, congrats to them. We do have a team party that's going to be next week. So looking forward to that. It's going to be the last little hurrah with all of the teammates and everything. Everybody's going to get to, have a little end of season party, which we love. And they'll get their participation trophy because we ain't win. So we ain't get no real trophy. But yeah, just very proud of everybody and how hard they were working. And so because of that, we do have a lot more time together as a family because since baseball has ended and when it was slowing down last week, we started watching, more shows and stuff together. So we finished From, and now we're watching La Brea. And I'm just looking forward to, some downtime. School's about to end next week. So excited about that. I'm probably more excited than these kids because I am happy that next week is a 3-day week and then we are done with school. Hallelujah. Because mama get to sleep in a little bit. And I am so looking forward to just not having to wake up to my million alarms that I have going off, and then my reminders to get out the door, and having to check grades and make sure that assignments are turned in, and on and on and on. I am looking forward to the break. Probably more than the kids are because they just don't understand how much they work us. So congrats to all the children who are graduating. There's a lot of graduates coming up. So congrats to all of you and everyone who's finishing the school year strong. Parents, kids, moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandparents who all help. Y'all did an amazing job with these kids. Keep pushing forward and enjoy your summer break. So one of the new shows, I did say we were watching La Brea, yeah. Another one of my like things that I'm really enjoying doing, like watching right now, is Kendra G singles is like giving me all the life right now. Like when I tell y'all Kendra G singles really be having me cracking up laughing. Like the people who come on here are really hilarious. They have crazy life stories. There are a few people who are just like regular normal people, but majority of the people that come on Kendra G are a hot mess. And it is so crazy how much personal and sacred information people share with the world. Kendra G singles is kind of like Jerry Springer back in the day or Ricky Lake back in the day. That's kind of what it gives me. The vibe of, but I am loving me some Kendra G singles. Like, I swear it is so hilarious. But yeah, if y'all haven't checked that out, she goes live on social media. I don't know if she still does Facebook, but she used to do Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube, and TikTok Live. So she goes live on all of the social media sites. She also has some guest hosts that host her show from time to time when she's not able to. But yeah, your girl Kendra G doing her thing. She got a whole dating app. So if you are, looking for love out there and you're single, definitely check out Kendra's G singles app. She is vetting these people for you and making sure that you know who you're getting involved with. Because people love to put their representatives on display and they hardly are telling the truth, on these platforms. So Kendra G is kind of getting down to the nitty gritty and letting you know basically like they ain't no good. And I'm gonna show you right now why they ain't no good. So definitely check it out. Anyway, so on to what happened this past week. So um shout out to Drake. He did drop 3 albums. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe like all these people dropping double albums and 3 albums. Like, y'all, that's a lot. We don't want to hear that much from you. I just really want to say that. Like, I don't know who has time to sit around and listen to all 3 of these albums. Like, but I mean, there are people who are diehard Drake fans who are going to try their best to listen to each and every one of them. They probably have been going to sleep, listen to it, let it marinate in their brain. But he released Habibati, I guess. Habibti, Habibati. And then Iceman is one. I heard Iceman was really good. And then the third one is Maid of Honor. So, shouts out to Drake. I don't really ever listen to any of his albums in full. I only listen to like his popular radio songs. So, I mean, do your thing, Drake. I heard that he's still going after Kendrick and LeBron, and him and Future done made up. But Drake, you just gotta let that go. You took a L, bounce back, keep it moving. Him and Nicki love to hold on to stuff forever. And it's like, y'all got to let it go a little bit. Okay, just move on. Something else is going on. I know. I know you got other stuff going on, especially with all the ladies you be dating, Drake. You ain't beefing with none of the men that was dating your ladies or want to date your ladies or something. I don't know. But anyway, next up, I wanted to talk about Jason Lee on Ricky Lake. I came across this content creator on YouTube, and I don't remember who he is, but he did a reaction video and played the full episode of Jason Lee on a Ricky Lake back in the 90s. Like, now I know some of y'all may not know what Ricky Lake is, but Ricky Lake was our don't take this the wrong way, but shoot, it was kind of like a Wendy Williams show, but not the same. Like, we had talk shows, it was kind of like a Maury and Jerry Springer mixed together, but less messy, I guess. I mean, they didn't fight, and it wasn't a lot of DNA tests like Maury, but it was kind of like those 2 shows. I don't even know why I said Wendy Williams show, because Wendy Williams mostly commanded her audience with her storytelling. She didn't really have guests on. But Ricky Lake had everyday guests on. You could, apply to be on the show. If you had some kind of drama going on, you wanted to expose something, you wanted to propose to someone, just kind of like whatever was really going on in your life, you could go be on the Ricky Lake show. Giving everyday people a platform. That's why I said Kendra G kind of reminds me of that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So Jason Lee, honey, the Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. And now he is a politician. Okay, Jason, get them coins. But he was on Ricky Lake, honey, back in the day as a player. And we know that he is, gay now. But back in the days, a long, long times ago, Jason Lee was swimming in the lady pool. Okay, Jason. And not only in one lady pool, he had 3 of them in rotation. They literally showed a clip of this man. He let them follow him around with the cameras spending the whole day with 3 different women. He went and took one woman to church. He took another woman and then took her home, then took another woman to go out to eat, then took her home, then went and got his 3rd woman and took her out to eat. I said, "Dang, okay, Jason out here being a player, like he a real player, cause he's seeing all his women in one day." He said, "Neither one of y'all gonna go without seeing me today." And the fact that he over here cheating but picked this girl up to go to church is diabolical. Like, imagine a man picking you up to go to church and you like, "Oh my gosh, he is such an amazing man. He's great, he's grounded, he loves the Lord, he's such husband material." And then this fool is sitting here cheating on you. And you thinking he the greatest thing in the world just because he took you to church. And he's a demon in disguise. Now, I'm not talking about Jason. I'm just saying how that happens in general. Like, women be really out here fooled by these gestures that men do. And by women, I mean me too. I'm not excluding me, but we be getting tricked by these little gestures, and they don't really be all of that. But anyway, so Jason Lee was on Ricky Lake looking very handsome. He was such a little handsome young man back in the days. And yeah, I can't believe he was such a player on that show. And it's so crazy. Like, the people who are celebrities now usually have had some kind of run in with some kind of TV or knowing people that are in the entertainment area. They don't just pop out of nowhere. They have all dropped little seeds here and there. And then it just makes me kind of look at myself like, I ain't dropped no seeds nowhere. Like, I did try out for Bad Girls Club when it first came out back in the day, because that was my show and I wanted to get on there and act a little crazy, because I was like, hey, that's an easy way to get your name out there, which I am so glad that I did not get to be a part of that mess, because I would have been looking foolish and it would have been living on forever and it would have been such an embarrassment to me. So I am glad that I missed out on that train. Also, I loved America's Next Top Model. Now, that show I would have loved to be on. I couldn't be on it in the beginning seasons because you had to be super skinny, and I had big boobs and curves and all of that. I was really skinny, but my boobs was big, and I'm short. So until the seasons came later when they were letting everybody try to be a model, I would have had to come on one of the older seasons. But by that time, I think I wasn't even watching the show no more, because how many skinny women are you going to see looking weird and dressed weird? But I did love, the America's Next Top Model show. I really, really did. But it's just crazy. I don't know if y'all have ever noticed that most people who are celebrities got their start out a long time ago doing something that we would not even have guessed, like maybe a commercial or an extra in a movie or extra in a show. Like, they just never come from nowhere. They have a start that we just did not know about. And I feel like, y'all, I've missed the ball on that. Like, I ain't did nothing. I ain't tried out for nothing. I just ain't did nothing. Like, what is going on? I really got to pick it up. Like, whew. Anyway, but enough about me. And, oh, and shout out to Jason Lee. He said that after that show, he ended up hooking up with the guy for the first time, and that's how he became gay. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. I'm glad that he was living his truth, because I was really wondering, like, is he pretending to be straight and messing with women and men? But I'm glad to know that he, figured it out and I guess move forward accordingly. Hopefully he didn't dabble in both, but whatever. It was just interesting to see him with ladies, though. Like, he was a little Mac and a player. But on to the biggest headline of this past week. So the Kevin Hart roast came out on Netflix, and it was, it was pretty much a good roast. It got some mixed reviews, and I didn't want to speak on it until I watched it. So I actually watched it, and oh my gosh, that thing was so freaking long. Like, I literally was dozing off towards the end, because it was 1 a.m. and it was still going on. I was like, dang, like, I didn't even know it was this late. But I started watching it way too late, and before I realized how long it was. But yeah, it was I don't know, this thing with comedians where they feel like comedians can say whatever they want, it's really kind of touchy because you want things to be in the light of comedy, but not everything is funny to me. Now, apparently comedians have no filter, but I just really didn't understand what was the purpose of them, talking about Cheryl's husband who committed suicide, which is very hard and heartbreaking. Like, I don't know if I will ever be able to let someone joke about that, even in the spirit of being a comedian. And then, what is his name? Well, also Kevin's mom, Regina King talked about his mom, and I gotta look up because I don't know why when I'm on here recording, my mind just goes blank. The guy that dated Kim Kardashian, his dad died in Pete Davidson, Lord. Okay, so Pete Davidson, dad died in 9/11, and they were even picking at him like that's so heartless. And I don't understand what the purpose was of, just bringing these people down. And I know that, after a while, time does heal, your wounds, but I don't understand what's funny about someone's loved ones being dead. I just really don't understand that. And I guess I will never understand it. Now, the other jokes, they were not as tasteful, but I do understand. Um, they you allow them to make jokes about you. So they made a lot of racist jokes. They made a lot of homophobic jokes. They, degraded women on that stage, with their undercuts to women. I don't know, but the lineup for the Kevin Hart roast was Kevin Hart himself, the guest of honor, Chelsea Handler, Shane Gillis, Cheryl Underwood, Tony Hinchcliffe, Draymond Green, Dwayne Johnson, Cat Williams, Pete Davidson, and Lizzo. Now, out of this lineup of people, oh, and then Kevin's friend, Naeem, he was also, I don't know why they left him out, but Naeem also spoke as well. Now, there was some good highlights of the show, of course, like Cat Williams, when he came out, he killed it. He did the best to me. Like, I think he really came to just basically steal the show. I think he came to say that, hey, y'all might not like me because I don't kiss your butts, but guess what? I'm still awesome. I'm still funny, and I'm still going to make these people laugh hysterically at that. And so I think that's what, Cat Williams really came on that stage to show us because, we know that he don't fool with Kevin Hart like that. So I do hope that those gentlemen are able to move on and mend their relationship as just, coworkers in the business. They ain't got to be best friends, but Kevin, like, honey, this lineup of people who you quote unquote consider your friends is disgusting. I understand why Chelsea Handler's his friend. And, I like her a lot. She's very funny, as well as The Rock. Um, but Shane Gillis and Tony Hinchcliffe, I ain't really understand why the two of them would be a part of this. Like, I understand that Kevin wanted to be inclusive, but he should have gotten people who were more appeasing to the actual movement of, roasting him. Because there are many times that white people will take the chance to degrade Black people in any way that they can. And I felt like they did a lot of that to Cheryl. Um, and a little to Lizzo, and definitely Tiana Taylor. She got up there and spoke too. They really clowned her. Regina King, they didn't really bother Regina King too much, and I'm guessing it's because they didn't know that she was going to be a host, and so they didn't have time to write racist jokes about her because the writers were all white men as well. I just needed for it to be a Kevin Hart roast. It should have had a lot more soul to it, but it just shows that Kevin Hart has kind of sold out to white media in order to have what he has. And hey, there's nothing really wrong with that because he wanted to make his career aspirations, and that's the way that, he really saw fit. And, that was his way to the top. And like Cat Williams said, Kevin Hart never says no. And so that's the difference between him and other comedians. And his rise is because he was willing to do whatever they asked of him. And no, and it's not taken away from his comedy and his talent, because I love Kevin Hart. I think he is hilarious, but I also do think that he's a bit of a sellout. And this roast definitely shows light to how much of a sellout he is versus Cat Williams, who is, quote unquote, a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? He keeps it real. He's down to earth. He loves his people and he has his boundaries that he's not willing to cross. And, I love that because you can still be successful with boundaries. You can still be successful and have integrity and not allow, any and everything to be okay in order to climb your way to the top. And that's really how I am. I do not agree with being a yes man to anybody and just agreeing with things just to move it along or just to advance my career. I I believe in that whatever decisions I make, I have to be able to sleep comfortably at night and not second guess my choices. So, that is the vast difference between a Kevin Hart and a Cat Williams. So, I do appreciate having that contrast. But Kevin, you got to dig a little deeper, buddy, and you got to become more grounded and rooted in your community because, like right now, it looks like you're not as in touch with your community as you should be. And that was, in order to get you where you wanted to be in life. And you are very successful. So maybe take a step back. I don't know, just kind of pivot and stop all the coonery, because that's kind of where it's going. But I am very, I was very entertained by the roast. It was a good roast and everything, and they did do good. So, shouts out to Kevin. Dr. Umar, though, did not appreciate that. Like, Dr. Umar was tearing that whole system down. Like, and then the thing that was the worst was the joke about George Floyd. Like, just I didn't really know much about this Tony Hinchcliffe fellow, but I did notice that they were all kind of calling him racist, and I do see why. But I just don't think it was funny to joke about George Floyd being dead. And also, any other like crass jokes that they may have thrown out to people who are not a part of the roast, like that just really was not cool. But, congrats to Kevin Hart, I guess. I hope you had a wonderful night with your peoples. Side eye, because nobody can see my side eye. And yeah, Dr. Umar, thank you for keeping your foot on these people's necks because Dr. Umar is not going to ever let you forget that you're a coon and that you're cooning, okay? He ain't going to never let it live. And he said he didn't even plan on watching the roast, but after hearing so much about it, he didn't have a choice. Like, okay, let me see. Sorry, I'm pausing. I'm just trying to see the next topic that we're going to discuss. So that's really it for my celebrity gossip, aka news. So the discussion question that I wanted to go over today, because I would love some people's opinions. Um, now everything is situational. I do understand that. But like, what are the rules of accepting gifts when a relationship is coming to an end or has come to an end? Like, what's the rules as far as that goes? Because I'm just gonna tell you, as a female, if a nigga did you dirty, and I won't even say a nigga, if a man did you dirty, a man or a nigga, because a man can be a nigga sometimes, I don't know. But if a man does you dirty and you know what I'm saying? Like, he really drags you through it. He never was, the best person for you. He didn't have your best interest at heart. He didn't treat you the way that you should have been treated. But when he learns that he's losing you and he just starts doing all this nice stuff and shelling out gifts and things like that, I mean, is it wrong to accept these gifts, especially if, like, say the person you're with never gave you a thing your whole relationship, like they didn't give you nothing, but now that they're losing you, they're wanting to bombard you with gifts and give you things and take you places and do things that they never done before. Like, is that considered leading them on by accepting these grand gestures? Or do you think it's better to just, call it a clean slate and not deal with that person anymore? I am very interested in knowing how each of you feel regarding this conversation. Now, I'm going to tell you how I feel because I'm going to tell you like this. If a person is showering you with gifts at the end of the relationship or after the relationship has ended, it is a reason. It's a reason. And the reason is they don't want to lose you. And so what they're doing is they're trying everything in their power to make sure that they can keep you on the hook. Either because they're going to do what they're supposed to do right by you this time, or they just want to keep you on the hook to make sure that you don't leave them to find better and that they can still keep misusing and abusing you. Now, it doesn't make it right either way. What I'm saying is, I don't think that it's wrong for any person to accept gifts from someone who bought them gifts. Like, if I didn't say to you that if you get me this, then I'm going to get back with you. If you take me here, then I'm going to get back with you. If you do this, then I will do this. If there is no conditions on the things that you're doing them out of the kindness of your heart or out of the manipulation in your heart. Whichever one, you're doing it of free will. I didn't force it upon you. And so I am going to, collect these gifts. And that's your bad for not really understanding what you were doing. Because if we didn't have an agreement that these gifts were going to bring us back together, then why are you assuming that that's what they're going to do? Why it can't just be my get back for all the times that you treated me wrong and that you owe me this in the first place? But anyway, I would definitely love to hear everyone's opinion on this. Like, what is your opinion? What do you think? I may even have someone on next week who can, give me their opinion on this topic. It is time for me to have another guest on the show, y'all. Your girl is needing to, get another interview or a guest host or something going on because I'm tired of sitting here talking to myself and y'all don't be answering me back. I done told y'all when we on here talking, comment on Instagram, comment on YouTube, say something. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a conversation back and forth, and it's hard when you don't talk to me, okay? All right. Now, anyway, y'all, I do want to say thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Chatting It Up with Mrs. B. I am wishing you a wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And remember, be smart, be kind, be beautiful, be blessed. And until next time, bye.